So, world of YouTube for say here, having to use my old phone. I'm going to try something off this recording, because due to the fact that I've been getting somehow my recordings, I don't know, maybe it was the app and I needed to uninstall it and reinstall it, but yeah, for some reason there's videos that's been not wanting to get out and not be heard for some apparent reason. So, with that being said, let's see how this works. And I'm doing my re-clone video. I did a shorter video and a version of it, but because of the simple fact that, I didn't get out what I wanted to say, and every time the two videos that I did get out wanted to say, no audio, so very interesting and very strange. But cloning, like I said, this is something that needs to be shared. And if you don't want to share my video, make your own video. Whatever the case may be, I really expect everybody to really take a listen to this. Now it's been 4 days since I heard on the radio about what I'm going to call voice cloning. Now, of course, cloning itself of animals and stuff, believe me, obviously is a very good idea. For the fact that you get body parts that you can use for, some people or whatever. But supposedly, as you can see, you don't hear much of that happening. So, but the living organs and everything in the body, and if you clone everything, why not use them and why not do it? But so far, I guess cloning has only been on some animals. Of course, I'd love to see Rodney Dangerfield be cloned, because he did make a request, I think, before, and I quote, that he wanted to be cloned after he died. So I believe he did donate his body and everything for that purpose, but nothing yet. But also, we got to think about the bad of cloning. And I'll tell you something, the voice cloning has something very bad in it. But cloning of a human, also could lead to getting into the wrong hands, or another scientist making their own cloning and bringing forth, say, stuff like cloning the president, or, it's bad enough we got people that look like celebrities. But just to think if there was a way to clone somebody, but then again, you'd have to I would assume you'd have to reboot them, say so, for all the knowledge that they have and know, and memories and stuff like that. But it's still, I think cloning would be a little bit extreme, let alone having Terminator robots getting, cloning, looking like humans, like the Terminator movie was made, having a robot nation coming and trying to destroy us. But hard beating them sons of bitches. But cloning, wouldn't be something I think would also be something very, picked up by the wrong hands and used in devilish ways. But whatever the case may be, voice cloning now, in the story I'm going to share, I guess, it's just beyond recognition of what the hell technology is becoming today. And when you got these damn scammers about, always coming up with ideas, this next story I'll tell you is something everybody should watch out for, especially when it involves a substantial amount of money. So the story is, and the story goes, as I heard from WZLX, and I'm calling it voice cloning. It is called something else, but there was a voice cloning of Joe Rogan that you listened to. They listened on the played on the air on the radio, and in the video, in the commercial or whatever the case may be. And I guess Joe Rogan's like one of them top podcasters. I mean, whoever came up with this, and I'm thinking that it's coming in the lines of, there are some YouTubers, and I think this is where it's coming from. The idea where you type in words and you make this person talk. And when some YouTubers use this robotic voice to narrate instead of them using their own voice, which I don't know why, I'd rather be doing my own stuff than typing it in a stupid computer and then it speaks. But I think this is where the people are getting it from. And it doesn't matter, I think, how much voice that they can record from you, but the tone of your voice, they put it, of course, in the computer system, I believe. And once they generate it and get it to where they can make it talk, literally use the whole voice and the sound of the voice, to put down in words and full sentences, mind you. It comes into the matter of where they can make sentences and someone literally talk. And it's kind of disturbing, too. Because I'll tell you right now, voice cloning and making someone talk. And just after the fact that I heard that on the radio, this article, I've been seeing a lot of things coming out with Arnold Schwarzenegger, even Sylvester Stallone, and they're cloning their voices and putting them in movie clips, even changing their appearance to do, I think one of the movies was Superbad with the fat blonde-headed guy. I don't even know that guy's name. I'm not a fan of that movie, but I believe it was the way they put it, Arnold's face on the body and stuff. It reminded me of that guy, and I forget his name. But literally, holy crap. There's Arnold talking, and it sounds just like him. It looks like him, but it just identically sounds like him, and then they got him saying sentences. Literally speaking of that movie clip using his voice, his tone, and everything. So it's like, wow, voice cloning, right? So now people are using it to make phone calls, and a mother and a father, had a son. Now, if anything, if these people knew anything about, here we go. If they knew anything about bounty hunters, let alone what the people used the voice for, that they had a son, and it was supposedly these people using the son's voice, however they got it, off a video, and then, downloaded the voice and put it in a system or a megabyte or whatever, then put it on their computer. But whatever the case may be, they typed out this kid's voice, using his voice to say and call his parents to say, hey, I was in a bad accident, terrible accident. A pregnant woman and her unborn baby, and he also said that it was a DUI. And literally the guy said that I killed the baby. And the mother's in the hospital and I'm in jail and I need $15,000 to bail me out. Now, if the parents had any sense, which I mean they kind of didn't, and if they knew their son well as what they think they did, they should have known if their kid was an alcoholic. And would he be the type to go drive drunk? So with that being said, not only that, they're talking to a bail bondsman for 2 hours deliberating on a $15,000 bail. And they said that, the kid was crying and everything, and the mother said, she said it was like a legitimate conversation. So by the time 2 hours is up, they had this 2 hour window, and if these people knew this, the bail bondsmen, if they have a set rate, they're not going to negotiate a price. Also, if a bail bondsman is wanting you to pay money, you have to go to the jail. And, they're not going to come to you. I know for a fact because I used to have when every time I got arrested and went to jail, I had a $2,500 bail. And I love fortunate I had a person at the time that bailed me out. And, I always thank that man from the bottom of my heart for that. Thanked him. And, but the bail bondsmen, oh yeah, they come to the jail. And I'll tell you, every time I got arrested and had a bail bond, that bail bondsman made me sit there and wait an extra additional 2 hours to 3 hours before they come down. I think they did that on purpose. But they never went to the person. They came to the jail. So with that being said, and these people are not educated in that, they sat there 2 hours deliberating, and then I guess they were telling these people that they don't have $15,000. So they settled, the bail bondsman obviously settled for $5,000 and literally came to the house. Now, if the person came to the house and they didn't get a good description, they didn't say nothing else. Oh, they gave the money to these people. They didn't say who they were, what they looked like, gave a description, nothing. So, I mean, with that being said, and, they walked away with $5,000 and not knowing, hey, my son ain't an alcoholic. Sit there and think, really, well, does your son drink or drive? Or, they didn't even think of this. They were just so petrified and scared and wanted their son home or bailed out, and hopefully they could, but a devastating baby being killed in the womb. Oh my God. But the key words is voice cloning. And this woman said that it legitimately sounded like her son. So that's why I say everybody should take that time. And gotta check this. This is the old version. But take that time and really look into stuff. And if you get a voice cloning of a family member, there's only one thing you can do for that. And you put in code words or code asking sentences or something with a code. And, hey, do you remember this? Or, hey, what about that? Or, and then you say something that only a family member would know. And I want everybody to learn from this and put a code to your whole family members. Say, if you say like, hey, remember the time we went to the beach? And, try and comfort the person with something. And what was that thing you said when we were at the beach about that, say like that octopus or that, or the fish you saw, or the crab you saw on the beach? What did you call that? And you give him the code word, called it a, Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob. These type of things that need to be said, need to be, deliberately put in code. So if you get this voice cloning, man, I mean, I would hate to see anybody lose money. or even, it's just insane of what other things that could be said through voice cloning. I mean, oh my God, it could be you could be blackmailed, for Christ's sakes, and I'd hate to see someone go through that, but it's a new thing, people, and it exists. And 2 people have already been scammed from it, so just remember the code words when you're talking to someone. That's something that should be really, put down and told through family members and friends. Because, oh man, what if you were to get a friend that did that and, and you're all about, oh, I'm going to help you, man. And all of a sudden, yeah, you pay money and it's not your friend. I mean, it's just insane what technology is bringing today. But hopefully this video went through. Hopefully there's no goddamn missing audio. But I think something was going down with that other do recorder. Because I'll tell you something, I don't see the little green dot hanging around up in my right corner. I'll tell you, when something like this comes out, and I'm talking about scammers, but who knows what was on the other end of that camera. Someone revealed the secret to them green dots on YouTube, so they probably didn't want me to say stuff like this. But whatever, hey, I can find another voice thing. Hopefully I can just continue to use this one, but other than that, folks, be safe, take care, and always beware. I can't say it enough. Voice cloning, remember it, study it, and get anybody you know that you care about that code, just in case that call comes one day and you want to make sure that that's them and it's really going down. And that's what I wanted to say on this video. So that's it, folks. Take care and be safe with the voice cloning. Out.